Who is this that's going to forgive some sins? Who he think he is? They always was asking him that. And he said to the woman, thy faith have saved thee. Go in peace. Hear that? She was crying. She knew she was a sinner. She knew who he was. She had an alabaster box of ointment. And it tells you the story of the apostles. When they seen it, it was like, this is what they said. Go to Matthew 26 and verse 7. There came unto him a woman having an alabaster box. Let's go to verse 6. You can see who this dude is. This Pharisee. Now when Mashiach was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper. He had leprosy. Simon the leper is what they call vitiligo now, but it's leprosy. The leper. There came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? When they saw it, they went off. To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. Hear that? They cared about our people. We cared about our people. But he said they could have been, this alabaster box of oil could have been sold for much and given to the poor. She anointed the Mashiach Yahushua. When the Mashiach Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why troubleth you the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For you are the poor always, as we do today. Skid Row, they right there, big time, more so than any city in America. Said, for you are the poor always with you, but me you have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. She did this for his burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her. It's beautiful. So yes, we do have women. And that's showing you that Acts 17 and 30 is in effect. For all you out there that feel that you're not worthy to be able to come into the truth, because this truth is not a religion. It's a way of life for her. And for all you out there that feel that way. Acts 17 and 30, it says, in the times of this ignorance, you not knowing this truth and what you have to do to make it into the kingdom, the Most High winked at. And being ignorant and not, following his law, such commandments, and doing what's wrong, as the woman. Times of this ignorance, the Most High winked at. But now commanded all men everywhere to repent. To repent. Ask for forgiveness of the sins that you have done and that we're doing. Something that you put in your vocabulary of prayer. Forgive me for my sins. Until you learn the Hebrew. Because he have appointed a day. There's a day in the which he will judge the world in righteousness, according to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Did you keep my Sabbath day? Did you keep my holy days? Did you keep my moral laws, my civil laws, my dietary laws, my ceremonial laws, my civil laws? He will judge the world in righteousness by that man whom he have ordained, Mashiach Yahushua, whereof he have given assurance unto all men, in that he hath raised him from the dead. On the third day he walked the earth for 40 days, and ascended to the right hand side of the Most High, to make intercession for us unto this day. Go to Jeremiah, the 9th chapter. Just a moment. Go to Jeremiah, the 9th chapter. And we'll start at verse 13 through 16. Jeremiah 9, 13 to 16. And the Most High said, because they have forsaken my law, which I set before them, and have not obeyed my voice, neither walked therein, but have walked after the imagination of their own heart, and after Baalim, which their fathers taught them. Man, it's cold, boy. Walking after the devil. And that's no different than us walking after these different religions that's teaching us that we don't have to follow the Most High's law. The Most High said, because they have forsaken my law. Can't get no clearer than that. They have forsaken my law, which I set before them, and have not obeyed my voice, neither walked therein, but have walked after the imaginations of their own heart. There go Ecclesiasticus 3:24. Many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and the evil suspicion overthrown their judgment. Walked after the imagination of their own heart, their own mind, the way they think. Well, I feel this way. Well, I don't want to hear that. I can't deal with that. No, don't bring me that to me. You always talk about that Bible. What else you gonna talk about? That's more important than the Most High. Like I said, this is all about the Most High. But what do? But have walked after the imagination of their own heart. Sad, sad, sad. And then we wonder why things happen to us, and all we doing is marching, talking about we shall overcome. And Proverbs 3 and 5. Hold that. Proverbs 3 and 5. It says, trust in the Most High with all thine heart. The heart is the mind, the way you think. And lean not unto thine own understanding. When you start following your own imagination, the way you think, that's what you know. The devil comes in and make you make the wrong judgment. The devil come in and you make the wrong judgment. That's what's happening. Verse 1, Proverbs 3 and 1. My son, forget not my law. He said, don't forget my law. But let thine heart, which is your mind, keep my commandments for length of days, to live a long time, and long life, and peace. Hear that? Keeping the Most High's laws will give you peace. Shall they add to thee? Going back to Jeremiah 9. Verse 14. But have walked after the imagination of their own heart, walked after the imagination of their own mind, leaning on their own understanding. And after Baalim, the devil, and all the different religions that we have now, which their fathers taught them. This is before. And like some of you following the same thing that your fathers taught you. When the Most High told us their fathers should teach this to the children. Psalm 78 and 5. This was ordered for us to teach the children. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, not to be dealing with no Baalim or any other idol that we're going to find out that we dealt with, to make the Most High angry with us, that the generation to come might know them, might know the laws of the Most High, even the children which shall be born. If the children be born in the earth, supposed to teach them the laws of the Most High, who should arise and declare them to their children. How they gonna declare them to their children, and you ain't been taught the laws? You ain't got to follow the laws. You ain't under the laws. So the Old Testament, you ain't really looking at. You're looking at the laws of the Most High. So you're walking around in ignorance, not knowing, and really gonna deal with all the curses that the Most High say gonna bring upon us, because that's why we were cursed, for not following His laws, not because we dark skinned or we got chocolate or pigment and melanin. Like they say, Ham was cursed because he cursed to be dark. Nah, they was cursed to be white with leprosy, as it says in Leviticus 13th chapter. Clean lepers though, because they lepers from their head to their toe. Like albinos. That the generation to come might know them. They might know these laws of the Most, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in the Most High, have their faith in the Most High. But keep and not forget the works of the Most High and what He done to the children of men, these other nations that had us in captivity, how He vexed them, and what He's going to do in the future to these nations that don't want to serve the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua. He said they're going to perish. Yeah, they should be utterly wasted. Isaiah 60:12. That they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep His commandments. It might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, didn't set their minds right, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High. Going back to Jeremiah 9. That's us. Verse 15. Therefore, thus say the Most High, power of hosts, power of armies, power of angels, the power of Israel. Behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them gall, water of gall to drink. Ugh. This is what He said He's going to do to us. And He did it. Bitter and poisonous water, man. Here we are now. Got to buy water. I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. And I will send a sword after them till I have consumed them. Hear that? He said He's going to scatter us among these heathen. And when He scatters among these heathen, whom we haven't known, we ain't know nothing about, and He's going to send a sword after us. I mean, He's going to kill us. That sword is for death. Till I have consumed them. And not only that, for this captivity, look what He said in Psalm 17 and 13. He's going to send that sword after us, right? See, our people don't know. Psalm 17 and 13. He said, arise, O Most High. Come up and now, Yahweh. Rise, O Most High. Disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked. And last I read, Job 9:24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He who is the wicked covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So we know who's the wicked superpower of the earth right now. He says, arise, O Most High. Rise, Most High, disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Ooh, how about that? So the so-called white man is the sword of the Most High. He's the wicked. So show me where they following the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. His law. This is what he said. Jeremiah 9:16. I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known. We ain't know nothing about coming over here in these ships to America. And I will send a sword after them for not following the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. He's going to send a sword after us. Till I have consumed them. Consumed us. He told us what he's going to do. It's right here. Ezekiel 7:24. We already been warned. We was warned. He told us, keep my commandments. I'll bless you. You'll be above all nations. But here you go. He told us, Ezekiel 7:24, he said, hey, wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong the seats, all our strong men, and the things that we had of stability gonna cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Hear that? Our holy place of Israel was defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. Hear that? Took away everything. That's why they saying now we ain't under the law. He said he's going to do this. That's why it behooves you to understand it's the highest calling that you can be called in these last days. Ain't nothing more powerful than the truth. Do it however you want to do it. Follow your own way if you want to. This is what the Most High got to tell you. Since we're in Jeremiah 9, jump up to verse 5. And they will deceive everyone his neighbor. Hear that? They're going to lie. There'll be a whole bunch of liars lying to we as the children of Israel amongst each other. And they shall deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth, will not speak the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments. If you know the truth, I got to do it every time. Psalms 119, 142. Y'all know it by heart, right? Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. And will not speak the truth, will not speak the laws of the Most High. They have taught their tongue to speak lies, because they learn the way of the wicked, learn the way of the heathen. And not only that, the wicked didn't learn their ways from us. How about that? That's what the scriptures say. Our wickedness is compares the ways of the wicked. We done taught the wicked ones our ways. Hear what he said? Because you know everybody want to be like us. They don't want to be us, but they want to be like us. We the salt of the earth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and weary themselves to commit iniquity, wickedness. Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Hear that? What we live in is the midst of deceit. We tell the truth and they say we lying. Myself, Shaq Camel, the earth, told the truth. They say you got a devil in them. They want to kill him. Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit. Through deceit, they refuse to know me, saith the Most High. Hear that? Through deceit, they refuse to know me, saith the Most High. Man. Therefore, it's a judgment. You want to listen to all these lies and believe what you want to believe and follow how your wicked mind tell you to follow? He said, therefore, thus said the Most High power of hosts. This is why they don't read the Old Testament. Behold, I will melt them. Uh-oh. Watch out. Hear what he said? He said, therefore, thus said the Most High power of hosts. Behold, I will melt them and try them. For how shall I do for the daughter of my people? Uh-oh. See, how you going to do for the daughter of his people? He said he going to melt them. Ezekiel, so women, you ain't getting away with nothing either. Daughter of his people. Talking about the women. But all of us got to deal with this. Like I say, you always hear about the men, but that's the women. You're going to melt them, just like you're going to melt them in. Ezekiel 22 and 20. As they gather silver, you're going to gather us. We talking about being gathered. Yeah, we're going to be gathered like this too. As they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it, so will I gather you in mine anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yeah. I will gather you and blow upon you in the fire of my wrath. You blow up on that fire, get hotter and hotter and hotter. And ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof. And you shall know, if you don't know, and you shall know that I, the Most High Power, have poured out my fury upon you. Like I say, we talking about the Most High. It ain't about us, it's about the Most High. And if it's about us, then take heed and change. Become that new creature, become that new man, that new woman. Be born again in your mind and the way you think and the way you act. For the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I mean, he melted us, right? What do we do? Why? I mean, you're looking at this, but what do we do? Go to Psalms 106. Psalms 106. Let's start at verse 35. Psalms 106 and 35. You're going to melt us, right? What do we do? Psalms 106 and 35, as a nation. But we're mingled among the heathen and learned their works. We mingled among these other nations and learned their works. When the Most High told us in Jeremiah 10 and 1, hear the word of the Most High, learn not the way of the heathen. But we're mingled among the heathen and learned their works, learned their idols, start serving their idols. What? And they served their idols, see? Because Psalm 96 and 5 says, for all the gods of the nations are idols. They're not dealing with the Most High. That's why he said, come out of her. You can't follow no one. Because they're not dealing with the Most High. They're not dealing with this truth or this Bible. Well, I challenge them, come forth with scriptures to prove that it's talking about you. As another nation outside of 12 tribes. This is our book, the 12 tribes of Israel. It says, and they served their idols, which were a snare to them. I'm here because most of us ain't going to melt us, right? Listen what we did. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. Hear that? Sacrificed their sons and daughters unto devils and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters. Hear that? Sacrifice our sons and our daughters to devils, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. Meaning we killed our sons and daughters. Thus were they defiled with their own works and went a-whoring with their own inventions. We sacrificed, we burnt our sons and daughters to the idols of Canaan. But the Most High said, get rid of everything. He told us, look, hold that. Go to Deuteronomy 7. He gave us the land. Deuteronomy 7. Most High told us. Deuteronomy 7, verse 5. It says, but thus shall ye deal with them when he give us this land. Ye shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves and burn their engraven images with fire. That's what he told us to do. Not join in with them and see what they're doing. Because he brought them down for their wickedness, not because of us. Look, for thou art an holy people, talking about us, the 12 tribes of Israel, unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. How special? Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Most High did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, but ye were the fewest of all people. Hear that? He didn't choose us because we was greater in number, had any kind of special qualities. He said, but we were fewer in number all the people. But because the Most High loved you, he loved us. That's why we got to love each other. And because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Most High brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondage from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Know therefore that the Most High, thy power, your power, he is the power, the faithful power, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. We went to 1,000 generations? I don't think so. Say to 1,000 generations, and repay them that hate him to their face. So everybody that hate the Most High, he going to repay them to their face, to destroy them. He will not be slack to him that hateth him. He will repay him to his face. And you got to be concerned about it. The Most High going to meet you right in your face. That's why Hebrews 10:31 says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Thou shalt therefore keep the commandments and the statutes and judgments, which I command thee this day to do them. Okay? Or he say he gonna melt you. Like we did what? We to our children. We melted our children. Going back to Psalms 106. Cold-blooded people, man. Verse 37. Yeah, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils, and shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan, and the land was polluted with blood. We just read what the Most High told us to do. We didn't do it. We find another way to follow the other heathens and do the same thing they was doing. Thus were they defiled with their own works, and went a-whoring with their own inventions. Therefore was the wrath of the Most High kindled against his people, and so was that he abhorred, meaning he hated his own inheritance. Jeremiah 7:29. Jeremiah 7:29. It's all about the Most High. Jeremiah 7:29. Tonight. Jeremiah 7:29. Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away, and take up a lamentation, cry on high places. For the Most High have rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, said the Most High power. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name, to pollute it. That's what we did. Set all these abominations in the house of the Most High to pollute it. And they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire. Dang, man. To burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart. Told us don't do it. Can you imagine? I can't even imagine that. It's like unbelievable, but it's real. We did this. Burn our sons and our daughters in the fire. Mosiah said, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart, and did never come into his mind of something of this nature. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Most High, that it shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter. The valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Tophet till there be no place. Say, I'm going to have you bury these bodies till there ain't no place to bury no bodies no more. And the carcasses of this people, the dead bodies of we the Israelites, shall be meat for the fowls of the heaven. Ain't gonna be nowhere else to bury them, so they're gonna leave them on the top of the ground that the fowls of heaven can eat us up. And for the beast of the earth, and the beast gonna be eating us up. And none shall fray them away. Nobody gonna scare them away. Then will I cause to cease from the cities of Judah and from the streets of Jerusalem the voice of mirth. Ain't gonna be no gladness. Ain't gonna be no happiness. Ain't no voice of gladness. The voice of the bridegroom. Ain't gonna be no husbands getting married. And the voice of the bride. And no brides getting married. For the land shall be desolate. And that's how it looks today. Desolate. All right, I'm just about to go to Jeremiah 19:5. Man, what kind of spirit is it that you have in you to burn your own children up? But this is what we did. Jeremiah 19:5. They are built also the high places of Baal. See, you know these high places that we built was to worship Baal, Baal worship. The devil. To burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal. That's what we were doing. Which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind. See that heart, you know that heart is the mind. He never wanted us to do that. Jeremiah 32 and look at Jeremiah 32 and verse 30. Jeremiah 32 and 30. For the children of Israel and the children of Judah have only done evil before me from their youth. 12 tribes, northern tribes, southern tribes, only done evil before the Most High from their youth. For the children of Israel have only provoked me to anger with the work of their hands, said the Most High. Dealing with these idols and so forth. For this city have been to me as a provocation of mine anger and of my fury from the day that they built it, even to this day, that I should remove it from before my face, removing us from the land. Because of all the evil of the children of Israel and of the children of Judah, northern tribes and southern tribes, in the land of Israel, which they have done to provoke me to anger, they, their kings, their princes, their priests, and their prophets, and the men of Judah, and inhabitants of Jerusalem. And they have turned unto me the back, turned our backs on them, and not the face. Hear that? So we turn away the back. Instead of praying to the east, we pray to the west, to the sun. Verse 33, and they have turned unto me the back and not the face. Though I taught them, rising up early and teaching them, rising up early and teaching them, yet they have not hearkened to receive instruction. So he rose up early to teach us. Yet we have not hearkened, listened to receive instruction. But they set their abominations in the house, which is called by my name, to defile it. You know? Set all these abominations in the house that's called by the Most High's name, to defile it. And they built the high places of Baal worship, which are in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to cause their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire unto Molech. See, these are the things that we done in following the God of the Ammonites, the Japanese, indigenous, I might say. Cause our sons and daughters to pass through the fire under Molech. Dealing with sacred places of worship, pagan worship, which I commanded them not. Neither came it into my mind that they should do this abomination to cause Judah to sin. And now, therefore, thus said the Most High Power, the power of Israel, concerning this city, and we in the city, the people in the city, whereof ye say, it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries whither I have driven them in mine anger, and in my fury, and in great wrath. And I will bring them again into this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. That's what we're waiting on now. And they shall be my people. I will be their power. And I will give them one heart, one mind. He's going to give us one mind and one way. Only going to be one way on this time. And people say, well, we can't come to the Most High going to do this. This is what he's going to do. That they may fear me forever. That's those that's worthy to go to the kingdom. For the good of them and of their children after them. So we'll have a little one going to bring forth 1,000 children. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good. But I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. So if you can't handle this, from what it is that we're reading about, what he did to us, that's what he say he's going to do to us when we go into the kingdom. He's going to put his fear in us because we don't have it. Therefore, if you hear this and you change and realize you got to have a fear of the Most High, it's the beginning of knowledge and wisdom. Or get ready for the hellfire, where the worms never die and the fires never quench. But if you ready and working toward the kingdom, he's saying, I will make an everlasting covenant, that's a contract agreement with them, with us, children of Israel, that I will not turn away from them. Hear that? Never going to turn away from us. To do them good. Hear that? To do us good. To be good to us. But I will put my fear in their hearts. He's going to put the fear in our minds, that they shall not depart from me. That's why when you understand Mashiach coming back to judge and make war, that's why he say go to Revelation 1 and 7. Revelation 1 and 7. Check this out. You're going to put this fear in our minds. Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, that's the chariots of the Most High, and every eye shall see him. Everybody going to see him. Mashiach Shai, as he come back. And they also which pierced him. Also those that pierced him. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail. Hear that? Wail because of him. Even so. You don't deal with that. So he said everybody gonna be wailing because of him. Now, he said gonna put the fear of the Most High in us, right? For sure, for sure. Look at Revelation 11 and verse 12. We about finished with this. It's, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And them chariots come. He coming with the chariots. Coming with the clouds. He coming with the chariots. 200 million angels. And they gonna say, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, in these flying saucers, in the chariots of the Most High, as you read about in Psalms 104 and 3. He makes his clouds his chariots, right? And their enemies beheld them. You want to know what they say? Just read Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2 down. That's what they're going to be saying. In the same hour was there a great earthquake. A great earthquake. In that same hour, he told us to come up hither. The chariots come and get us. And the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. 7 is number of completion. 7,000 is saying. And the remnant were affrighted. You say, you gonna put the fear of the Most High? The remnant, that's the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, were affrighted, gonna be scared. And gave glory to the Most High power of heaven. That's right. So, Ecclesiastes 12th chapter. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. Right after Proverbs. Last chapter. Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. And you know, it's something because, like I say, people looking to have this great feeling for the Most High and not realizing what we done to him. From the beginning all the way to the end. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. One way or another, you're going to fear him. Like he said, you're going to be affrighted. If you make it in them chariots, you're going to be scared. He said you're going to be scared. You're going to be wailing. You're going to be frightened, scared. When you see all this destruction that he's going to bring upon this earth. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. For this, keeping his commandments and fearing the Most High is the whole duty of man. You hear that? The whole duty of man is to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment. Bring every work into judgment with every secret thing